Bueno, señores y señoritas, bienvenidos a JHouze Radio con los gentes más fabuloso, KJ y Los. Y aquí vamos a hablar de mucho mierda, montón de mierda. Vamos a hablar de películas, de cosas técnicos y de cosas de noticias de Netflix y un montón de cosas. Y recuérdate, si te gusta aquí, apoya, subscribe, porque nosotros lo necesitamos.
Wait. Let's translate for people who may not know what you just said here.
Welcome everybody to the fabulous JHouze Radio. Today we have the incredible KJ and Los here for you. Today we're going to talk about a lot of bullshit about movies, technical stuff, and if you get a chance, click subscribe. It'll help us out.
Okay, sounds good. There we go, guys. So you asked
for Telemundo. I gave you Telemundo.
Los with his infamous Telemundo intro, guys. How's it going? This is JHouze Radio episode 39. Goodness gracious, still can't believe it every time I say the number.
When we hit episode 69, it's got to be like a show about like bad dating stories and stuff.
Yo, that episode has to have like a special guest. Like it has to have somebody that's going to be appropriate for the conversation.
LV wants to be on the show.
Oh, really?
She does.
Surprisingly, a lot of people want to be on the show than I thought. Like, I thought people would just be saying it just to be saying it, but no, people really want to be on the show. Like, hey, get me on there. I'm like, I guess I can try to make it work, you know?
Hey, we can make it work with Ricky. We can make it work with almost anybody.
No. If we can make it work with Fern, we can make it work with anybody.
I don't know if we can make it work with Fern. I love Fern, but
man,
Fern's a handful.
Fernando, for anybody who doesn't know, is one of our best friends. Basically, he's like a brother. He's not a friend. He's a brother.
Yeah, he's a brother.
We've worked on music with him and film for a long time. So
yeah, I've known Fern since high school. So I've known him forever.
Gee whiz! Right.
But like Fern has this hardcore appearance, you know. But he's a fucking bro. He's like a 3-year-old, like just poking you all the time. He's a fucking pain in the ass.
Seriously, but it's all love though. I mean, like every friend group has to have that one person that's like the character out of the entire group. Every group has to have it,
and he's definitely the character.
Fern is the character for sure, man, for sure. All right, so what you been up to, Los? Any PWLs this week? Any updates with you?
Unfortunately, I'm not playing anything other than I started playing Animal Crossing again, just to kind of kill time. But unfortunately, my schedule's gotten like kind of crazy, so like I picked it up and put it down again. So, which kind of sucks because I like getting lost in Animal Crossing because it's just like, ooh, let's do these little tasks, you know.
Yeah.
Watching, kind of not really much. I watched this one Japanese horror movie called Hospital. Yo, fucking weird, but such a twist ending.
Is that in the States?
A twist ending. Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix? Oh, I gotta watch it then. Like, I love me a good horror flick. I love a good horror flick.
On Netflix. A lot of suspense, because Japanese horror movies are more suspense than actually gore or anything like that.
Yeah.
But so much suspense. It was really good.
Oh wow, I might have to check that out. You said it's called Hospital?
It's called Hospital, yes.
I might have to check that out. I'm always down to watch like a good horror flick, man. Like always.
Listen, and I'm not a horror movie fan. So for me to actually recommend
you're right.
Or talk about it, it was good. It was good. I liked it.
So like is it like almost like a Ringu kind of film, or is it just like
no, it's its own kind of thing. It's a group of people and an exorcist enter a hospital to try to get rid of evil spirits. But some of the people in the group are there to try to reconnect with people they know that passed away. One of them, it's their sister. Another one, it's her husband. And just fucked up twist ending.
Interesting. Is this dubbed? I'm guessing it's dubbed,
no,
right?
It's not dubbed. It's subtitled.
Oh, it's just subtitled. Oh, okay.
It's subtitled.
Interesting.
But like the performances are really good. Like barely reading it, you can kind of get the emotions what everyone's doing.
Yeah.
So it's really, really good.
Interesting. Okay. This is called The Hospital. Definitely got to add that to my list. I fell off Netflix for a little bit, and I'm kind of getting back into Netflix because there's some sleepers on there that are actually really good. So
That's gonna be one of my recommendations. Something that's for Netflix. But when we get to that, I'll get to that.
all right, awesome, awesome. I'm going to check that out. Side note, chat, if and anybody watching, if you see a little foot in the background over there, that's my kids. They're spending the night this week. So
Yes,
yeah,
it's not a dirty sock. It's his kids.
it's not a 30 sock. It may be a 30 sock, but it's on an actual foot, you know? But yeah, so there might be some special guests joining the podcast in case they get a little rowdy. So FYI. That's
Nah,
cool.
they're pretty much knocked out.
Yeah, they're kind of getting there. So this should be pretty good. Wow, this film looks freaking brutal for anybody watching the video version of this. Wow.
It's not as brutal as the trailer makes it out to be. It's more suspenseful.
Okay. Interesting, interesting. And anything you're listening to right now, kind of?
Uh
Anything new?
Not really. I kind of my work schedule changed. We went from a 3-day work week now to a 5-day work week. And
Oh wow, you're
I'm
back to
kind of
normal.
yeah. Bro, I say that because we do vaccines 5 days a week. COVID vaccines 5 days a week. And bro, when I tell you I spend about 1/3 of my time just arguing with people, it's ridiculous.
Wow, really?
Because people lie. They're like, well, I spoke to the mayor and the mayor says I could do this. And I'm like, yeah. You and everyone else.
The
You
mayor
spoke
said
to
I
the
could take
mayor, you
this.
spoke to her. And they're like, somebody called me. I said, okay, who did you speak to? I said, once I know who you spoke to, I can ask them, if you're okay to come in today for a vaccine. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. Well, what number called you? Right. And so then they show me a number from City Hall in their call log. Now, that could mean that they could have called or someone could have called them because it doesn't really
Exactly.
say.
That could mean anything. Yeah.
Right. So then I'm like, well, without a name, I can't help you out. Bro, today was a slow day where we only did 300 vaccines. Normally we do close to 600. We do about 590 on average.
Oh wow. And that's a slow day. Holy crap.
A slow day is 300. Yeah. An average day is about 590.
Wow.
So it's like 7 hours of just arguing with people.
Well, I heard that pretty soon they're supposed to be getting I think like actually now or like next week they said that vaccines should be open to everybody.
On the
Supposedly.
19th. On
On
the
the
19th,
19th.
it's open to everybody. Anyone
Okay.
over 16 years old. Um, and there's a whole problem with the vaccines now. The Johnson and Johnson vaccines, a lot of people have had allergic reactions to. So 5 states have dropped Johnson and Johnson, including New Jersey. Today
Wow,
was the
really?
last day you can get a Johnson and Johnson shot in the state of New Jersey. So I was told. I don't know how true that is, but I was told that we're no longer giving our facility is no longer giving Johnson and Johnson vaccine shots. It's going to be Moderna or Pfizer.
Wow. I did hear about that. I figured maybe it was just like some rumor going around or people just not knowing what they're talking about, but that's crazy that's happening.
In one state, it was a group of people who would have like 5 seizures an hour because of the vaccine.
Holy
For
crap.
Johnson and Johnson, because there's something in it they're allergic to.
Wow. I used to have seizures a lot when I was like a kid, and now that makes me a little worried to do that now. To like get the Johnson and Johnson version.
Yeah.
So,
So my like I had the Moderna done.
mhm.
I've had it done. My sisters had it done. One of my brothers had it done. My girlfriend's had it done. My brother-in-law's had it done. A whole bunch of people I know have had it done. And the most they have, like, I think my girlfriend got it the worst on the second shot, where she had flu-like symptoms for
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 days. But it was a very, very light, more fever than anything else.
Okay.
My brother-in-law had a major headache. My sister had a little bit of swelling and a little bit of a fever. I had nothing. I had no swelling, no fever, nothing.
Yeah.
Like you could even touch my arm where I got the shot, and
Yeah.
it wouldn't feel any different than before I got the shot. So
Wow.
everybody's different.
Yeah. True. That's
But I was
interesting.
also vaccinated through the roof as a kid, and I was on a lot of medications as a kid. I was a very sick kid. So maybe it's my body's more used to a lot of medication or stronger medication. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I'm planning on taking mine soon. So yeah, I can't wait to just get it done so we can go back to normal, man. So
Dude, get it done. I'm telling you, get it done. I'm completely vaccinated. I've had both my shots well
yeah,
over a month, and I feel so much safer going places.
yeah.
You know, I'm only 95% covered, but that's 95% more than I was before.
Okay.
You know, I'm still wearing my mask. I'm still avoiding people. I'm still living as if I don't have the vaccine,
Uh,
but now I'm a lot more comfortable going somewhere.
all right, let me jump into my PWLs. What am I playing? I just jumped into Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This probably came out about a year or ago, possibly. It's a Star Wars game by EA. It's pretty much a solo, almost RPG style kind of game.
Mhm.
Basically. Have you played it before, Los, or have you checked it out?
I've looked at the watch through because that is my next game to buy after I finish Valhalla, which who knows when that'll be.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's a really good game. I usually don't mess with a lot of EA games because a lot of them lately have just not been that great, except for like Apex, which is pretty good. Apex Legends. But this is a really good Star Wars game. I like the fact that it's a new story. You know, it's not just another Skywalker story or another Darth Vader story. I haven't beaten it yet, so I'm not sure if any of that will come into play later in the game. But I like the fact that it's an original story. The graphics look amazing. I'm playing it on PC right now. Um, yeah, it's just a good game. It's hard. If you played any of the Bloodborne or Dark Souls games, it kind of has that formula where like if you die from like a certain boss in the game, if that boss will collect your XP, and once you restart, you can go back to that boss to take your XP back, basically. It could be unforgiving at times, but it's just a damn good game, man. It really is one of the best games from EA over the past couple years. And EA has been having some trouble putting out some like solo games lately for some reason, you know.
Yeah. There's
But
already
yeah,
talk of Fallen Order 2, by the way.
I did hear about that. I did. I mean, if they do that, man, I'd be down to get it. Like I said, I haven't finished this one, but just from only playing it for like what 3 or 4 hours, I'd be down to play part two.
So how
And
far are you in?
about 3 or 4 hours.
No, like I've watched some of the walkthroughs. So you've passed Order 66, right?
Mhm.
And I
Um,
forget what's after that. I mean, where he finds that other fallen Jedi.
yeah, that's still pretty early. I don't really want to spoil too much where I'm at right now, but
Dude, the game's out for a year. Really, you can't
yeah,
spoil it.
true. I mean, I just found my little droid basically. I just ran into my droid for the first time.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so it's still really early in the game. You can customize your lightsaber, like the color, the actual body of the lightsaber, which is pretty cool. You can also customize your poncho in like certain things that he wears and things like that. So, it's pretty cool. Interesting game. I'm a
So
little
what
late to the
color is your
party.
saber?
My saber is blue.
Oh, you picked the
I
blue?
I picked the blue saber. Like that's my go-to.
You know which one I would pick?
Red,
Yellow.
yellow, really?
Yeah, yellow. The yellow lightsabers are for the Jedi guards, people who guard the temple, and they're people who are guardians. So I would pick the yellow
Oh yeah,
because
yeah. I keep forgetting that the color actually distinguishes something of that particular rank.
yeah.
I
So
keep
I would
forgetting
pick the
about that.
yellow.
Interesting. Okay.
I would pick
Um.
purple, but I'm not messing with Samuel Jackson.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had purple.
Yeah, purple.
So yeah, that's what I'm playing. What I'm watching. I'm watching Ted Lasso on Apple TV. I'm not sure if you heard of that one or seen it before.
I've I've heard of it, and it is from the guy who created Scrubs.
Oh really? The
Um,
guy who
yeah,
did Scrubs did that?
that who, guy who did Scrubs did that. And Zach
Interesting.
Braff has actually directed an episode or two. JD for the people who are Scrubs fans. But
Really?
yeah, but I'm
Wow.
not that interested in it yet.
Honestly, see, I don't know how you're gonna take the humor because a lot of the humor is British humor, but then again, you like British humor, don't you? Kind of.
To a point. To a point. There's I like the sarcasm of British humor, but they're like I don't know. I don't get Monty Python's Flying Circus. Like I've watched that and I'm like, this is funny.
I mean, honestly, I feel like this show was what I needed at the time that I watched it. I knew the show was on there. It's been on there for a while. I kept hearing a lot of great things about it. It won a couple of Emmys. I just heard a lot of good things about it, and I just always said I'm not ready to watch it. I'm not ready to watch it because I thought the humor was just going to be too much for me.
Right.
And I feel like it's just right. This is one of those like feel good shows that just shows you that there are still some decent people on this planet. Basically, there's a lot of storylines happening in this show. Some you can probably kind of relate to, basically. But it's pretty much overall, it's about a football coach, like actual football in America, who goes to the UK and becomes a coach of a soccer team, and he's never coached or played soccer a day in his life.
So that
So
already sounds funny.
it's yeah, and there's a reason why. I don't want to spoil why that decision was made. It's a funny freaking show, dude. And like I said, I was afraid that the humor was just gonna go over top to the point where it was just gonna turn me off, but it doesn't. It's just a good freaking just positive show. Like there's times that will make you laugh, times that you might even feel a little sad. It's just a good show overall. I would definitely say check it out. Ted Lasso on Apple TV. It won an Emmy. It was well deserved from what I've watched. Definitely check it out for sure.
Okay. Before we move on to our next topic, because you're gonna start us off, I have a question for you. Are you watching Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Yes, I am.
Oh my god, it is so good.
Yes, it
It
is.
is so good.
It
Oh
really
my
is.
god.
Chat, we have to. I'm sorry for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but we gotta kind of go in. Well, are you caught up, Los, on everything?
Yeah, I'm caught up. How could you not be caught up?
All right, so we're gonna go
It's
into
not
minor.
WandaVision, bro.
We're gonna go into minor spoiler territory because the show is just so damn good that we can't not talk about it without actually talking about it. So, but just fast forward a few seconds, I guess. Other than that, I freaking love the last episode. The way that
Yes.
episode ended with Cap standing there with the bloody shield was freaking jaw dropping.
Dude, you know what? I understand that he has the title of Captain America, but that's not Captain America. I'm sorry.
It's
He
not.
doesn't represent what Steve Rogers was. He doesn't represent what Steve Rogers was, like Bucky could or like Sam could,
Yeah.
And they're really showing you how Sam is the perfect fit for the Shield. They're really showing that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait for him to get the Shield. He better get the Shield. I mean, if Bucky gets it, cool. I understand. He was Bucky. He was Captain America's right-hand man. At one point in the comic books, he was Captain America.
Yeah.
But to me, I think Falcon, personality-wise, morality-wise, is a better fit or successor to Steve.
I think that's one of the big things
yeah.
about this show that I'm curious about is to see to see who is going to take over the mantle from here, because I'm pretty sure by the time this show ends, I think somebody is going to have that shield besides the current Captain America in the show. That's what I think. Yeah. I could be wrong. They might stretch this out to the movies. They might.
I have a question for you that they asked in the TV series.
Okay.
Would you take the Super Soldier Serum?
Oh man. I guess depending on what my role was in that universe.
No. Okay. The reason why I'm asking this.
Me now, like in my current situation in life.
You, as the person who you are, would you take the Super Soldier Serum?
Yes, I would take it.
Even though the risks are making you more, and it would amplify who you already are as a person. So you got to think about your flaws also.
I would do it because if I was living in that kind of world where all that stuff was happening and we had a super soldier serum, I would take it only because you never know when a freaking Thanos like guy might come to the like might show up again and might try to kill my daughter or take my son captive, or my mom might be caught in some big battle happening in New York, just like in Avengers, and I got to go help her and do something. So in that case, in that world, yeah, I would.
I would take it in a heartbeat.
You would take it in a heartbeat?
And now here's the reason why. Like when, and it's not based on what I think about myself, it's about what my friends and someone like you have said about me. And I feel like I wouldn't be someone who would abuse it. So for that particular reason, I would take it. If at any point I thought I could abuse it or be not a better version of myself, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
But based off what you guys have said about me, I feel like I could take it and not have worries about it.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It's funny you asked that, because when he asked that question, I thought about it as he was asking. I was like, damn, like, would I take it? Like, what would I do? You know what I mean? Because it's kind of a risky situation, because you don't know how it could affect you. Like, you might know that you're a decent person, but you don't know if your bad side's going to come out more or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I mean, but so far I'm liking it though.
I am super, super, super pissed about Battlestar.
Battlestar?
Yeah, the new Cap's sidekick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot his freaking name. I didn't realize that his name was Battlestar.
I am so pissed about him. Why does every person of color have to fucking die in a fucking movie?
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to die. I really didn't. Like when he died right there, I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, holy crap, they just killed him off. Like, it's only like, what, 3-4 episodes in? I thought he would at least gone to the season ending episode.
The only thing I did like is not that he died, but the way he died, and for this one particular reason. How many times in comic book movies you see somebody kick like that, hit a pillar of concrete, and just shrug it off and go?
Yeah, I did like that for some reason. I don't know why, but I did like that, because it seemed more realistic. Because, yeah, a lot of times we do see normal people fall off freaking 10-story buildings and like, oh, I just got a scratch in my arm. Okay, let's get back to the fight. You know what I mean? Exactly. But he actually died because of, something realistic. So far, it's good. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I can't wait to see what happens next, because of what Cap did at the end of the episode now. Like, what does that mean now? Like, is America just going to disown him now? Because I know eventually he does go a little insane and just starts running amok.
In the comic book, he becomes U.S. agent. And as U.S. agent, he's sent on special missions by the government.
Oh, okay. Spoilers, guys. Spoilers. But we don't know if it's going to happen like that.
A more brutal version of Captain America.
Yeah. Basically. Okay. I can't wait, man. I think this one is going to have 10 episodes, right? I think. Something like that. So
I thought it was 8 episodes.
Oh, it was 8? Oh, okay. Maybe. So, I mean, they did say that close to the end of the season, it was going to start getting a little more deep, basically. So I can't wait. Like,
yeah, me too.
I like it. News topics. The first one I want to jump into here is Neuralink co-founder Max Hodak says he could build Jurassic Park if he wanted to. He said this in a tweet. That's freaking scary.
Listen, in my opinion, fucking do it. I want to fucking see dinosaurs.
You want to see dinosaurs? I want to fucking see
dinosaurs. Hell yeah. I will watch them on television. I'll watch the documentaries, but I ain't going there.
Stop. That's, oh man, I'm worried about that, man. I really hope that, I mean, part of me is excited because I'm like, hell yeah, dinosaurs, do it. But then we saw what happened in the movie though, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay, but I want you to think about this, okay? Do you know what the T-Rex eventually evolved into?
What?
A chicken. A chicken is the closest genetic thing to a T-Rex.
Seriously?
Seriously, look it up.
Holy shit,
There's a whole
chicken.
TED talk. There's a whole TED talk how they can turn a chicken into a dinosaur-like creature.
Wow,
they modified some genes. They made it grow a tail. They made it grow teeth. They killed the embryo afterwards. But it's possible to make it come close to a dinosaur.
That's interesting. I mean, it's crazy to think about that. I'm surprised that we haven't fully dove into that by now, because this film came out in what, 98?
The original came out in 1990.
Was it 90?
The original Jurassic Park, I think, was like 1990 or 91. Look, IMDb.
IMDb. Chat, we need to get a sponsorship from IMDb.
I know. We talk about them so much.
We really just need to get a sponsorship from them, because
original was 1993.
Wow, even sooner than I thought. Wow, that's crazy. I keep forgetting that it's that old. 93.
And it still holds up.
It holds up like it came out yesterday. It really does.
It really does.
Another thing, Hodak has also mentioned that he specified that dinosaurs won't be genetically authentic, obviously, because we don't 100% know what they were really like. And they said it could take about 15 years of breeding, engineering super exotic novel species. I mean, yeah, if they decide to do that, it would take a while, honestly, because you gotta master that code, you gotta master, all the genetics and et cetera, et cetera. It's gonna be a lot of trial and error. I feel like, honestly, it's gonna happen. I mean, a lot of people who have money are bored. They bought everything that they could possibly own, and they're like, what the hell else can I do with this money? I mean, hell, freaking what's his name? What's the guy that owns Tesla? You know what I'm talking about.
Elon Musk.
Musk sent a freaking car into space. Like, you know what I mean?
His personal car.
So, like, come on. Like, I can see this happening sooner than later, because obviously, like I said, a lot of people have money and they're bored and they want to try something different. And a lot of them want to play God. So I can see this happening possibly before I die, or maybe a little after I die. But it's going to happen. Dinosaurs are going to be here for real. And we're going to have a live action Jurassic Park.
I just want to see a dino chicken.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea though, but I can definitely see it happening, honestly. So, do you think they will actually open up a park though?
That I don't know about. I think eventually, if it's done by a corporation, yeah, absolutely, they'll try to monetize it somehow.
Yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. Jurassic Park might actually become a real thing, chat. All right. So next.
You know what?
Oh, go ahead.
The only thing that bugged me about Jurassic Park, now mind you, as a kid, I thought I was gonna be a paleontologist. Like, really? I wanted to be a paleontologist up until I was 14 years old. Then I discovered 13 years old. Then I discovered filmmaking, and then that went right out the window. But I still watch, and my poor girlfriend has to suffer ad nauseum at all the dinosaur documentaries I watch, and like the YouTube channels dedicated to paleontology and dinosaur discoveries and things like that.
Oh, really?
Like I can, yeah. I literally go to the Museum of Natural History. I'm like, oh, here's Archaeopteryx. This was the first fossil found with feathers, and look at this. And I can go like around, and if I don't remember the name, I could still, by looking at it, I can tell you, oh, this one's this one's that. It lived in this period. Like, I'm a fucking total dinosaur geek.
And dude, like, I'm the same way.
Yeah. And so many of the dinosaurs were the wrong size and things like that, and it kind of annoyed me.
But it's like, how do we know though? Like, how do we know what size they really were? Like, how do we know? Like, how do we know what kind of code to run? Like, how do we know what to do? Like, we weren't around during this time, so it's like,
okay, like dinosaurs. Dinosaurs and trees have one thing in common. When you cut their bones, a cross section of their bones, they actually have rings like trees, so you can tell how old they were.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah, so when you get a cross section of a dinosaur bone, you can tell how old they are. And through the bones, I can actually, if you were to take a chicken bone raw, right, and take the meat off of it, there are certain textures on the chicken bone itself that can tell you where the muscles were attached. And dinosaur fossils still have that. We also have dinosaur mummies. And one lady was actually able to find soft tissue inside a bone of a T-Rex.
Wow.
Yes, cartilage.
Crazy. After all these years?
After millions of years, she was able to find soft tissue and was able to grow it in a petri dish, but there wasn't enough genetic material there to do a DNA breakdown. But it's still possible, and they've been found blood cells, full red blood cells of dinosaurs have been found.
Oh
So,
wow.
And we can tell a lot by its bones. We can tell a lot by the dinosaur mummies. There are certain dinosaurs that you see the skeleton and you see an imprint of where the dinosaur was, so you can kind of get an idea of their musculature, their positions, their postures, and things like that. So
Yeah.
we know enough to mess around, but we also are dumb enough to screw it up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Us human beings,
Kiki in chat says, please don't get him started. It's too late, Kiki. He's already it's too late. He's already going.
I'm done on my dinosaur day, so nothing to worry about.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been intrigued by dinosaurs, especially ever since the first Jurassic Park came out. I've just been so invested in like just anytime anything new from dinosaurs comes out, like I'm always interested to like read about it or like watch it just because I'm curious. Like these big ass creatures that seem like it's from a horror movie used to live here. Like that's fucking fascinating, man. Like just thinking about that, you know? So it's only a matter of time before it happens. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I'm not even sure if our generation would even see that, honestly. So it might be a little while.
Kiki says, if you get me started, no food next time.
No food. Well, technically, I didn't get them started, so it's not really my fault. So I should still be able to get food. I think so.
Sure, when she gets her chocolate bunnies.
Oh my god, chocolate bunnies. So next topic.
One last thing. When the world returns to normal, let's go to the Museum of Natural History, and you're literally going to see how much of a dinosaur geek you are. I am. Excuse me. You're going to be like, fucking Carlos.
Where is that at? That's in New York, right? I think.
In New York, yeah.
I need to go there. I've never been there. I've always wanted to go. Actually, I'd be down to check that out for sure.
Yeah, I love it. Like the little details that I know, you're gonna be like, holy shit.
Yeah. All right, so our next news topic here we have is Netflix strikes a deal with Sony. So basically what it is it's a multi-year deal that Netflix and Sony signed to get exclusive rights to stream any upcoming Spider-Man or movies that are involved in the Spider-Man universe. Starting, I think it's supposed to start next year, I believe. Start next year. So that includes Spider-Man films, that includes Venom and Morbius. So once it comes out in theaters, it's gonna go straight to Netflix, basically.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're taking a page out of HBO Max's deal that they had with some movies, where but HBO Max was a little different because they were like day and date with the theater actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that might be a good idea. I mean, it'll give Netflix some new life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty cool, honestly. It's let me see, how much is the deal? I think I have it in here. The deal is it's only a 5-year deal actually, and it's worth $700 million a year. That's insane, dude.
You think it's insane, but you have to understand that for Netflix to stay on top, they really need the content. And they are making the original movies, they are making the original TV shows, and it's great. But if I lost Netflix tomorrow, I mean, yeah, I'd be bummed out, but I could survive with the other ones. What I like about Netflix is Netflix has unique movies and unique documentaries and all these other things. Like the one documentary they have on Britney. I was like, I didn't think I'd be interested, so I started watching it. I said, I'm gonna watch this till it bores me and I'll pass out. And I watched like 95% of it.
The like Britney Spears, Britney?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, that's one thing I will give Netflix. They got some pretty interesting documentaries. There's one up there right now about Blockbuster. I actually want to watch that.
They had one on Jam Master Jay's murder, which I watched.
Wow. Yeah.
They have one on Quincy Jones, which I can never seem to finish watching, which just annoys me because I love Quincy Jones.
Yeah.
They have so many like these murder mystery documentaries. Like Netflix has a lot of Asian movies, so Netflix has a really good collection.
Yeah, they have a certain meta for their streaming service that a lot of other streaming services don't really dive deep into. So like they do have a reason, like there is a reason to having Netflix, but now that they have exclusive Spider-Man universe deals basically, this will even give it more of a reason to have it. Because I mean, honestly, right now I don't have Netflix. My subscription ended, and I just was like, well, I don't really need it because I don't really watch it. So this is might actually give me more reasons to watch it now, basically. But yeah, this is big news, man. I noticed that a lot of these, as much as people were, like directors were jumping on comic book films and other just like non-fictional entities like holding the box office hostage, like Godzilla, Marvel, DC, like, man, these aren't real films. These are not real films. If you look at HBO Max, if you look at Hulu, if you look at Netflix, what's the big thing that even Disney, what's the biggest thing that draws people to want to get those services? All the pop culture stuff. Content. Yeah, exclusive content and the superhero stuff and the Godzillas and things like that. People in pretty soon Mortal Kombat. It's going to be exclusively in theaters and on HBO Max. People still love these films.
It's not only that, they're the franchises. There's the Star Wars, there's the Star Trek, there's DC, there's Marvel. There's like these franchises that we grew up on. Like you mentioned Bruce Wayne anywhere in the world, and they're like Batman.
Exactly.
You mentioned, and it's things like that that kind of make people want to watch it. They want to watch the stories they grew up on and they're familiar with. Because our mythology now comes from comic books. It's no longer Zeus, it's Captain America. It's no longer Athena, it's Captain Marvel. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like that's become our mythology.
I never thought about that. That's actually a good point. Yeah, it is kind of our mythology because there's so many, like, you can, like, I was at work the other day and I was wearing, no, it wasn't the other day, it was like last week. I was wearing like some kind of comic book t-shirt. I forgot which one it was. And my supervisor was like, oh, you know about, I don't know what it was. Let's say Spider-Man, whatever. It wasn't Spider-Man. It was a little lesser known entity. And I was like, you know about that comic? He was like, yeah, like I freaking love comics. Like comics and things in that pop culture realm spread across so many different people and personalities, people who you wouldn't think that are into comics and like things like that are actually in love with it. You know what I mean?
And there are odd things like if you look at anime, right? Anime is bigger in Latin America than it is in America.
Really?
Yeah. And I've said this before. The lip sync is better in Spanish than it is in English.
It is?
It really is. It really is. Like,
oh man.
I've watched a kung fu movie in Spanish, and you know how in English it's like, well, I just got to because they kind of trying to fill the space. In Spanish, it's like filled perfectly, like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
So certain things just kind of work better in other languages.
Yeah.
Because the way they're structured. Like I would assume it's, in a French version of an anime would fit better than a German version because English is a Germanic language. So I kind of figure like the timing of the way words are spoken would be very similar.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a big deal, man. Honestly, Netflix needs, I don't want to say they need a saving grace, but they kind of need a little something to spark people to get back into it. Because I know a lot of people who have pretty much said the same thing. Like, yeah, I haven't really been watching Netflix lately. Like, I watch it, but not like I used to. A lot of people are moving over to HBO Max right now because of the exclusive movies.
Yeah, but the thing is, too, now you also have to look at that Netflix is making their own version of superheroes. There was that, I don't know the title of it, please forgive me, but the Jamie Foxx movie where he was a superhero.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name of that too. I know what you're talking about.
I forgot. Netflix is trying to do their own superhero movies, not necessarily a universe, but superhero movies, and it's interesting because their take is more reality based.
Yeah. True. I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. I mean, Netflix is making moves, so you know, a lot of these streaming services are kind of like battling it out right now with
Yeah.
trying to get exclusive films and doing more like like more content that's actually their own content. So I'm just curious to see, you know, what the future holds for, you know, some of these films. I mean, for some of
Yeah.
these services. Oh yeah, the Bad Bunny fight. Did you get to like watch it or watch a clip of it?
No, I just saw like little clips here and there from news reports and stuff, and he did a really good job.
He surprisingly did do a good job. I was really surprised. They've been trying. I mean, every year, WWE tries to work in some kind of celebrity for like their WrestleMania event, which is cool. And sometimes celebs, when they get in the ring, they're just really stiff. They don't know what they're doing. But you can like Bad Bunny's been a wrestling fan since he was a kid, and you can tell that he trained. He took it serious. He really
You know
like
who
there
else
was
did a good? You know who else did a good job? The guy who plays Green Arrow or played Green Arrow.
he was in WWE.
Yeah, Stephen Amell. He wrestled.
What? When?
Yes.
When did this happen?
I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. And
I gotta check that out. Holy crap!
what a fight! He was so good. But you have to understand, he's super athletic. Everything he does on the show, he's super fit. So it
Yeah.
makes sense that he did a good job. You know?
Wow, that is freaking interesting. I never knew that he was in there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's really impressive what some of these celebrities can do when they step into a WWE ring, man. Especially like I said, I was not expecting Bad Bunny to do anything, and he was doing moves that some wrestlers who've been wrestling for years can't do, and I was just like, wow, that's freaking dope. But big ups to him, man, for sure.
Although my
Um,
favorite guest star to this day is when Mr. T was in WrestleMania.
oh man,
Bro, you
yeah,
may
that's
not
classic
believe this,
one.
but Mr. T is one of my idols, bro. He is one of
Really?
my idols. I love Mr. T. Bro, a tough guy who stands up for his mother, okay? Who says, like the whole thing about eat your vitamins, treat your mama good, and all those stuff that Hulk Hogan does, he
Yeah.
did for Mr. T. You
I
know,
never knew that you were a big Mr. T fan like that.
huge Mr. T fan, and especially the man has caught cancer twice, beat cancer twice. He's
Damn,
very
really?
humble. Yeah, he's a
Wow.
very humble man. And any fans that come up to him, all smiles, bro. All smiles. He's very grateful. He's very religious man. You know, like, oh, Mr. T, I love you. Thank you, thank you. Like he'll say God bless you to everybody. He's like, and he goes, the Lord bless me with everything and all this other stuff. Amazing man. And one of his daughters is a stand-up comedian.
Wow. I
Yeah.
never knew that. See, there's something about Los I never knew. I never knew he was a big
Huge.
Mr. T
Bro,
fan.
to this day, my brothers and I are like, what's wrong with you, fool?
That's why every time you make jokes once in a while, you always say, "I pity the fool."
Exactly.
Man,
'Cause I'm a
that's one of
huge
your
Mr.
favorite
T fan.
lines.
Huge Mr. T fan. Like, I would love to meet him. Love to meet him.
Hey, the missus in chat, we gotta make that happen for Los for a future birthday. Just keep that in mind.
Bro, if
Um,
I knew a way to get in touch with him, I swear to God, I would put him on the podcast.
dude, could you imagine? Oh,
Bro, his story of how he got successful is such an amazing story.
yeah,
And the reason why he picked the name Mr. T. Do you
really?
know? Yeah, do you know the story behind it?
No, what is that?
He was a bodyguard, and people would talk down to him constantly.
Yeah.
So he changed his name to Mr. T, so people would have to call him Mister.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
and show respect. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what his real name is. And tell you the truth, I never want to know. To me, he will always be Mr. T.
Yeah.
And he had a TV show on for a while, like Mr. T does, like, let's say challenges for the sake of argument. And I saw one episode where he worked phone calls at a car dealership,
Yeah.
and he would talk to people. He goes, "Hello, blah blah blah. My name is Mr. T." Blah,
Oh,
blah.
I think I
And they're like,
remember that. That does sound
yeah.
familiar. Yeah.
And they were like, "Mr. T." He goes, "Yes, ma'am, Mr. T. I pity the fool. That's me." And people would be like freaked out. Yo, Mr. T, I can't believe it. Blah 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 blah. And he would get him to come in to look at cars or whatever. I forget what it was.
Oh
But yeah, Mr. T,
man,
man. Huge Mr. T fan.
I love that guy, man. Speaking
Bro,
of
I used to
legend,
watch the.
okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I just want to say this one thing. I used to watch the A-Team for Mr. T and for Murdoch. Those two were my favorites.
I used to watch it just for Mr. T. I used to actually watch that show just for him, though. Speaking of legends, though, we definitely gotta give big ups and RIP to DMX, who passed away a few days ago. It's freaking
Yes,
insane to like know that he's gone, man. That's crazy. Like I grew up on that guy. That guy had anthems galore. And he definitely meant a lot to hip hop. He really did. You know.
he did, but I don't like him. I don't like his music much.
Really?
Yeah,
I
you know,
liked
there's
I liked
only
a lot of his older music. A lot of his older music was classic to me. His more recent stuff that came out as I got older, I wasn't too crazy about, but a lot of his older music back when he was with the Rough Riders, well, he was always with the Rough Riders, but when he was front and center with the Rough Riders, I love his music then. You know.
yeah. Like I said, I wasn't big on it, but I DJ'd it and I played it because it got the crowd going. But
Yeah.
then again, it's also generational stuff. Like you're gonna like certain things, you're not gonna like certain things, because depending on how old you are.
Yeah. True indeed. True indeed. So yeah, rest in power to DMX. Big ups to his family. Hopefully they're doing good. All right, so next thing I want to jump into more comic book stuff as always. I feel like we're just becoming a comic book podcast. Maybe we should change
Uh,
our meta.
no, we're not, because we only really talk to comic books more so when it relates to movies and film. And because
True.
I have certain knowledge of the books itself, I talk about the books as compared to the 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 movies. And
Own
the only
properties,
time we
yeah.
really talked about comic book publishing was when we talked about the distributors. Other than
Oh,
that, really, everything we talk about is based around the movies, and we just do a small comparison. But really, we do love the entertainment and the theme of superheroes
true.
in movies and film and TV.
True indeed. True indeed. Makes sense. It sounds better when Lowe says it. Like I don't know why. Like everything just sounds better when Lowe says it. All right, so my question is, did you watch the Suicide Squad trailer? The new one
yeah,
that recently came
yeah.
out.
I was never a big fan of the Suicide Squad as a book.
Okay.
Um, but in the new Suicide Squad movie, I like the fact that they have all these like second rate heroes in it. And a lot of those second rate heroes are more powerful than you think.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Except for Matt Fillion. Is it Matt Fillion? The one who's from Firefly?
What does he play? What character does he play in
I
that film?
think he plays like the name of the character is something like Arm Boy or something like that, and his whole superpower is he can rip off his arm and beat you with it.
What? I need to hold up. I need to look this up. I'm gonna have to look up the full list of the heroes in this film now because now I'm curious.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think he's the only one that doesn't that his name isn't revealed, but I'm not 100% sure.
all right. So Suicide Squad full cast. Well, while this is pulling up, the trailer looks freaking fun.
It
It
does.
definitely it looks like a true James Gunn kind of film. Basically, James Gunn did Guardians of the Galaxy, which is probably one of my favorite films out of the MCU, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact that he can mix some just amazing humor with some actual serious storylines here and there, basically. And I feel like Suicide Squad is basically going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy of DC, basically.
Well, that's the thing. Like people forget that Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't a very popular comic book,
Hmm.
and although it had like Venom in it at some point and different superheroes in it and stuff like that, like Thor was part of it for a while.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing about it is, it wasn't very popular. But he knew how to make it an amazing movie where people were
Oh,
truly
there he is
hooked
in the
on it.
trailer. The guy with his arms that came off. They did show him.
Oh, they
Uh,
did.
yeah, they did show him in the trailer. Uh, I gotta
Idris
figure out.
Elba's in this.
Yeah, Idris. I didn't know he was in it until this trailer came out. I was like, Idris is in this film. Everybody is in this film. Like all the top dogs is in this film. Honestly, I think it's funny that the guy who played I forgot what his name was in Guardians of the Galaxy, the one with the thing on his head. Um, he was like blue, like the blue guy.
Michael Worker. Worker.
Yeah, I think it's funny that he was in that James Gunn film and Guardians, and now he's in this James Gunn's film in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's a great actor, but he usually plays a bad guy.
He usually does. I'm not sure what character he's playing in Suicide Squad in this one. I'm about to pull up the list for you guys right now so we can kind of go
Savant.
through that.
He's playing a character. I have IMDb up. He plays a
Oh,
character
okay.
called Savant, and his power is, I believe, he can look 10 or 15 seconds into the future. So he's
Oh,
one of those
okay.
characters. Like if you got into a fist fight with him, he knows what you're doing, so you can avoid every punch and things like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Margot Robbie. She's playing Harley Quinn. Rick
I still
Flag
don't
is
like her as Harley Quinn.
I freaking love her as Harley Quinn,
I
man.
don't like her as Harley Quinn.
We got Rick Flag, we got Polka Dot Man, Savant. Yeah, Michael Rooker is playing Savant. Idris Elba is playing Bloodsport.
Is
Okay.
he?
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't even realize that.
That's a good choice.
I did not realize that King Shark's voice is Sylvester Stallone.
Hand.
Yeah, makes sense now.
Yeah.
Makes sense. We got Soul Soria. I'm not sure which character that was.
I don't know who that one is.
Camilla, Amanda Walker, TDK, Peacemaker is played by John Cena. Blackguard is Pete Davidson, Captain Boomerang, Ratcher 2.
Jai Courtney, yeah.
Um, damn, that's a lot of Ratcatcher. Yeah. It's a lot of characters. I think that's it. Is it? No, there's still more. Weasel, Sean Gunn, Mongol, Thinker, Javelin. There's a King Shark. There's two King Sharks.
Yeah.
There's two of them now. Oh, maybe he's playing like the actual motion of the character. Like maybe he's wearing the suit or something. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of characters, 5-star actors and actresses in this film, man. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing this because I'm a big James Gunn fan. I love his work. And I think this one is gonna be good. Like I think DC needs a win. DC is always known to be super dark, super serious, and this is gonna be a nice change of pace. It's gonna be a little more a lot more sarcastic than most of the DC films that we got.
Have you seen the one preview clip?
From Suicide Squad?
Yeah, where they're walking by a beach or they're talking about a beach. And
oh, I think I did see that one. I think that was one of the first clips they showed. I think, right?
Yeah, and so Peacemaker's talking about how he eat a whole bag of dicks if it was for his country and all this other shit. I was like, oh my god, this is definitely a James Gunn movie if we're talking about shit like that.
It really is. And honestly, like I'm not like I like John Cena as a wrestler. He's pretty cool. But when he does film, I usually don't like him. He seems a little corny. But John Cena does comedy so well. Like I love his comedy films that he does. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does in this one.
The person who I'm interested in is the guy who plays Polka Dot Man, David Dotchamalin or something like that. He was in Ant-Man. He's one of the teams. Yeah.
I just realized that. Yeah.
Funny actor. Funny actor.
It's kind of funny how you see some of these actors and actresses from each different like DC and Marvel, how they like hop back and forth to like different films, from from both universes. But yeah, this I'm definitely looking forward to this Suicide Squad 2. I think this is gonna kind of beam the bad taste that was left in our mouth from Suicide Squad 1. This looks like it's definitely gonna be a good time.
But Suicide Squad 1 wasn't that bad. I mean, it was exactly what you expected. I mean, the editing was horrible, but it was exactly what you expected it to be. The beginning was awesome. Introduction of all the characters and everything was great.
Oh yeah, I like that part. Yeah,
and the final fight was a letdown, but it was still enjoyable. It was still watchable.
It was It's not unwatchable, but I was expecting more, especially from that kind of film, and I just didn't get as much as I wanted. I guess it's probably the best way to look at it. Yeah. But yeah, and this is coming out. Suicide Squad 2 is coming out. Actually, it's not even really called Suicide Squad 2. It's just called The Suicide Squad. But this is going to be coming out in August. So I'm actually curious, since this is not actually an actual sequel, I wonder like where this story is going to go. Is it just going to start from the beginning, kind of, or kind of curious?
I think it's going to start like the comic book, where depending on the mission, they grab a whole bunch of these incarcerated, supervillains, and they force them to be on a team and go out and do a mission. So they can do a Suicide Squad with any number of characters at any point, and I think it's going to follow that formula as far as comic books are concerned.
Okay, true.
But past that, I kind of think it's just they're going to reintroduce you to the whole idea of Suicide Squad, who these characters are, and why they're on this mission.
Okay.
But the guy who plays Rick Flag,
oh yeah,
Joel Kinnaman,
he's back.
That's the actor who was RoboCop.
What?
He was RoboCop. Yeah.
I did not realize that. Holy crap.
Yeah, he was RoboCop. You did a great job in RoboCop.
Yeah, I never got a chance to see the like he played the most recent RoboCop. Obviously, yes. I didn't get a chance to watch that actually.
It's worth a watch. It's not a great movie, but it's an entertaining movie.
Yeah, I might have to check that one out. So yeah, I can't wait. Suicide Squad comes out in August. Can't wait to see it. The OG RoboCop or the new one, Dark Legion. What's up, by the way, Dark Legion? How you doing?
Legion is in there.
Legion is here. We were just talking about, not just talking about, but we were talking about you earlier. Yeah, it's from the new RoboCop. The OG RoboCop is probably like 70 years old by now. Probably, it's pretty old.
No, but I'm sorry, but the OG RoboCop is still the better film.
I guess I can't compare it, but I do like the OG RoboCop. Like it, I've watched that movie a million times. I freaking love it. I mean, it's one of those corny B movie kind of films, but it's a good B film. It really is.
Dude, the director, Harry Haversaus. Oh fuck, I can never pronounce his name. He's also the one who did Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers was a good film, man. It was a good corny film.
1987 RoboCop. Paul Verhoeven.
Shit, 1987. Holy crap.
But think about it. There's still lines from it that people still quote in other movies. Dead or Alive, You're Coming With Me.
Yeah.
Like the way he says drop it, like it's iconic.
Drop it. Yeah. Oh man. Such a classic
I'll buy
film.
that for $1. Like people still remember those things.
Yo, did you ever have like the RoboCop toys like during that time?
No, but I did watch the RoboCop cartoon.
There was a cartoon? What?
Yes, there was.
I did not know. I did not know that there was a cartoon. Where the hell have I been? Yeah, man, RoboCop was a classic for sure, man. All right, last news topic I want to jump into. We actually got a title for the new Shazam film. It's going to be called Shazam: Fury of the Gods. And
I can't wait for that.
Yes. Oh, you watched it? I didn't know you watched Shazam. I thought you didn't watch it.
No, Shazam's one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
In DC, one of my favorite characters, it's Cyborg, Flash, and Shazam are my three favorites. And then there's Nightwing.
So yeah, we're looking at getting another Shazam film, Fury of the Gods, which is supposed to be dropping June 2nd, 2023. Damn, that feels so far away.
It does, doesn't it?
They just recently cast Lucy Liu as the villain Calypso.
Awesome.
Is she actually in the comics? Because I went to look her up and I didn't see a picture or anything. I didn't know if that character was like just a character that's just for the film or.
I don't remember. Mm-hmm. I would have to call Hacker to find out. But I believe so. It sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I think she might have been an ISIS villain for a while too. There was a character called ISIS who I believe it was DC, who was another like superhero / Egyptian god.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually very looking forward to this only because I know that the next few Shazam movies is going to eventually start leading us into Black Adam, which is going to lead into the future Avengers style event in DC, basically, where obviously Justice League team up with Shazam is kind of like part of Justice League, but Justice League, yeah. So you'll get Justice League, aka with Shazam and his family, eventually going up against Black Adam. Like that's supposed to be the big event.
Going up against the Legion of Doom.
The Legion of Doom. Yeah, there we go. So That's why right now, like being like as a DC fan, I'm really freaking excited because now these films are gonna start leading to something big, and like
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait. But I was a really big fan of Shazam, man. It kind of surprised me. I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was. When I saw, because I didn't know much about Shazam, so when I saw what the movie was gonna be about, what that character is really about, I thought it was gonna be a little corny, but it's a really fun time. Honestly, it really is.
Absolutely. And
Um,
the main actor, damn, what's his name again? Uh,
IMDb.
yes, Shazam.
Zachary Levy.
Yes, who wasn't Chuck? I think he's one of the few actors who could have pulled it off because he's the only one that can still pull off that little kid vibe, even though he's an
Yes.
adult. And
Yeah.
I think he was perfect casting for it. And
Yeah.
I would like to see, more movies of him in a Shazam because once I heard he was Shazam at first, I was like, oh, I don't know, he's kind of tall and lanky, but he really bulked up for the part, and he did an excellent, excellent, excellent performance.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're definitely bringing him back. All of the cast, even his family of heroes, basically, they're all coming
Uh
back
huh.
to to reprise their role. So I can't wait, man, and I can't wait to see Megan Good in tights again. Megan Good is my little boo thing.
Which one did she do?
She was the little black girl that grew up
Oh, when
eventually.
she turned into an adult?
Yeah, that was Megan
Yo.
Good. Man, she's hot. She's hot.
And you know
Um,
what though? Like her performance in Shazam is 1,000 times different than any other part she's done.
it really is because it's really playful and it's just really different. Yeah, you're right.
Even
Uh,
the voice sounded like a little kid. It was great. I'm going
Dark Legion
to
in
see
chat
her.
says, yeah, say that, but if they did, there's a chance of that Nightwing movie can flop as well. Of course, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think as a limited series, it has a better chance.
Yeah, because I feel like with a movie like Nightwing, with something like Nightwing, and I think that's one thing that we're learning from these series that we're getting with Disney is that sometimes you need a series for certain characters and for certain stories to tell in order to sometimes branch them off into big films. Because if you notice, like one thing I heard a lot from the Marvel films is that a lot of characters got buried in the
Yeah,
story and it just wasn't enough. Everything felt rushed and it just felt so fast paced that nothing really got a chance to settle. And I think us getting these short films like WandaVision, uh Winter Soldier and Falcon, pretty soon we're getting what's the other one? Um
Loki.
Loki. Getting these short shows are actually is gonna be a good thing because now we get a chance to really settle with these characters and really like take an adventure with them and get to know them better, basically. So that way when they do pop up in a film, it's gonna feel even more impactful. Like, oh shit, Loki's here. Like, you know what I mean? Oh, whole crap,
Yeah,
like Wanda's here. I haven't seen her since the show. What is she gonna do now? So it just adds more suspense to that character. It just adds more depth to it, basically.
yeah, that's exactly how I felt about Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Those, to me, though, were the two most interesting characters that didn't get a lot of screen time in the Avengers movies. But
exactly.
when you see them on screen in their own series, like it still feels like those characters, but you're like, oh, finally, I get to actually see what it's like to hang out with Sam and Bucky.
Exactly. And like
You know?
one thing that was a little confusing at first, and maybe I didn't pay attention to it that much, in the Winter Soldier when they used that code word to activate Bucky, I didn't really understand what was happening. But the show kind of broke it down a little bit. Not really too much, but it kind of dove into what that was. Like it was actually an
Yeah,
activation code for Winter Soldiers. And I didn't really realize that when I saw the film because it wasn't really explained. It just kind of happened. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
what's happening? Like, what is he saying? What does these words mean? And they never dove into what those words were. I just figured maybe it was just something from his past, but it's an actual activation code. And I did not know
yeah.
that until recently. So, yeah. Um, yeah, so we're getting, like I said, we're getting the new Shazam film in 2 years. I'm definitely looking forward to it. All right, so before we get out of here, Lois, do you have any recommendations that you want to give to the people?
Yes, I do. Hold on, let me go find it. A site called What's what-on-netflix.com. It's what-on-netflix.com. It literally tells you everything that's new on Netflix, what's leaving Netflix, and it rates everything 3 stars, 4 stars, or what have you. That's my recommendation because it is a good guide to knowing what's on Netflix and seeing some good quality stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I would need something like that because I'm always on Netflix and like I'm usually on there for like 10 seconds. And then if I don't see anything, I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
I just don't have time to scroll through and just look at everything, especially, oh, look at the puppy. Los has a puppy and on camera for our audio listeners here.
Yeah, she's 11. Not really a puppy, but yeah. This is her telling me she's tired and she needs to go to sleep soon.
Oh, yeah.
She refuses to go to sleep unless I'm downstairs. So she gave me my official warning.
All right, we'll wrap it up for the puppy. Well, for the doggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I might have to actually use that one day just so I can find some good Netflix movies to watch. My recommendation is pretty much going to be lynda.com, lynda.com. I just started using it again recently. My school that I went to, my alma mater, Full Sail, gives us a full lifetime subscription to Lynda. You can pretty much learn anything on there from GarageBand, different tricks in Photoshop, anything as far as like tech and software. It's pretty much online classes that you can take to learn different software and stuff like that, and it's really handy. So right now I'm taking it to learn more tips and tricks and DaVinci Resolve right now, basically. So yeah, check it out. I don't know how much the prices are for it monthly, because like I said, my subscription is free, but it's definitely a great service.
Yeah. It's really good.
Oh, you tried it before, Linda?
I used it for a while, but when I used it, it was still, buying DVDs and stuff from it.
Oh wow, they sold DVDs on Linda. Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Back in the day.
I'm actually looking it up now. It's a free monthly trial, but I don't know how much it is.
Oh, okay. Say. Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much gonna be it today, guys. Appreciate you hanging out for today's episode. Don't forget, if you're watching us on YouTube, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and if you're checking us out on any audio platforms, do the same. Don't forget to rate us on audio platforms. That'll help push us up in leaderboards, get seen by more people. And don't forget, we have JHouze merch. I'm gonna leave the link to that in the show notes. We have some JHouze Radio and JHouze Studio t-shirts in there, and hats and other things like that. I'm gonna be working on a new design pretty soon with our artist. Don't know what that's gonna be yet, but we'll keep you guys updated.
Thank you very much for watching. We appreciate everything. We love each and every one of you.
Except for Dark Legion in chat. We don't love Legion, you.
I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to crack more jokes on him. I promise you I will make it up to you next show. And again, Dark Legion, thank you for being such an awesome fan and awesome follower. We appreciate it like you cannot believe.
For sure.
And that's pretty much it for me.
All right, guys. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the world. Peace out. Be safe.
Later.